about you, but I think Paolo Banchero has the most potential.
I think he has a lot of potential. I'm not, to be honest, I would rank him lower based on what I've seen so far. And I've seen Duke probably more than anybody else this year.
Yeah.
There's just, to me, if you're a superstar, if you want to be a top pick, you don't lose games to North Carolina when it's Coach K's last game and you're at home. You don't lose the ACC tournament final. You know what I mean? Like you overpower. You take your team, you put them on your back, and you say, "Let's go." And that's what you want from like your top, 5 pick or something like that. And I don't see that mode from him, but there's a boatload of talent there, and he's raw, as they say. And then so I feel like there's room to work with this clay and mold, but I don't think it would take him long.
Yes.
I think it could be like in the first season, a major contributor, a potential rookie of the year candidate, depending on what he gets for numbers. I see it there. It's hard to see, but it's raw. And one of the things I think a lot of like people don't realize sometimes, you see players and they peaked to get their scholarship to the college. And some of them, they peak in college. You need to be able to see a guy that has that ability to be able to make the move to the NBA for what we're doing, the purposes here, the draft. For March Madness, the work is done. You're there. You're in college. If you're a peak right now, go peak it out.
Yeah.
Morrison did that for Gonzaga and then worked himself into a draft pick. Yeah. I mean, that guy was not going to play in the NBA.
Oh, you mean the next Larry Bird?
Right, exactly. That's my point exactly. But I could tell. I was like, yeah, this guy's peaking right now in college and he's playing real well, but he is not going to play in the NBA. And I don't understand why other teams didn't see that.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of vibe that I get from Chet, not just because they played for the same school, but I kind of get that vibe. Like this is a guy that's playing well now, but let's see how he does against actual NBA players. And I feel like it'll be a different story for him. I don't want him on my team.
Okay. You went right back to Chet. We were talking about Paolo and just the overwhelming vitriol that you feel.
Because he's the opposite of Paolo.
I don't think so. I mean, Chet has barely even grown into his body. I think he's got a lot to develop. Mm-hmm. But back to Paolo, because I do want to talk about Paolo. I think that in just kind of watching some of those Duke games and looking at some of the highlights of some of these other guys and watching game clips, he has like the best off the dribble shooting game in the draft. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something like Cole Anthony has a little bit of that. Yeah. Like he can pick and pop, like off the dribble pop. But I think that's really when you're a superstar in the league, and we saw that in Kyrie Irving and we saw in Kevin Durant, and we've seen that with some of these guys, Paul George, like these types of dudes, you got to be able to pull up off the dribble. And I think he has the best skill set in that. He's got a great like dribble hesitation game in the mid-range. He's got a step back three in there. And those are skills that are very highly valuable at the next level.
Right. That's why I'm saying his game will translate well to the NBA.
I agree with you. So. And I'm almost talking myself like it's a 1 and 1A for me with Jabari Smith Jr. and Paolo Banchero.
Yeah,
like and if I'm considering for the Magic really, I might even put Paolo above Jamari just because I feel like Paolo's a little bit smaller. Oh, he's still 6'10" though, it says. Jesus. I mean, they don't look like the same player. Like Jabari looks much taller and longer.
Well, when everybody's about 6'9", 6'10" out there, they all kind of look the same at a certain point.
I guess Paolo like looks like a 3 to me. He doesn't look like a power forward.
He does, yeah.
Like Jabari Smith looks like a stretch 4 to me.
Yep.
So I just kind of see him at the 3 with Franz. Like I feel like we need a solid 3, and that's what I tried to think about as I was going down. Were the needs of the team.